All right, Winnebago, Tasca Navion View. This rear cap I'm looking at. In an earlier video, I showed you a lot of cracked spots, spaces. So I want to take a peek. There's a big crack over here. Take a peek at these. They do show on the call-out sheet Silt, but I want to get in here and look. There's some gaps here and see while I'm doing the roof if I don't need to do some work behind these caps. So, but I'm going to take these screws out and lift up and out, and we're going to go across the top and take a look at it first. Then we may go down the sides and look at the bottom. We'll see what we find. All right, so here's this first end panel off, and it's got a light connector to it, but that's all right. It slides out and you can just kind of lay it down. Notice the little clips that hold them here. You have to kind of work this over at an angle and then pick it up because it clips into these little clips here, one on each side. But just as described, what you've got is nothing but tape here and a little bit of caulking on top. So while I've got this open, I will start over and rework this. And I'm going to go ahead and go down the top so I can get all the old caulking off and lay down some fresh caulk. You don't want a leak down your backside here for sure. So while you're doing your roof, it's just a couple of screws to get them off across the top, break the seal and pull them off, and might as well redo it while we're here. All right, here's that big crack, there you can see on that one. I think somebody had been here before and tried to remove that centerpiece before taking the end here off and probably cracked that. But you do need to take the ends off and then get that center out first. So I'm gonna have to seal that. All right, excuse the noise in the background there. That's the leaf blower, but I could definitely feel that water has been making it through. And this is split here. So I've been cleaning the roof and all, and it's just broke down over time, the caulk and all. So you definitely, this is an 08. It would be worth your interest to go ahead and open these end caps up periodically. Check them. So I'm going to redo mine. Okay, and as somebody recommended also in the forum, Winnebago used overlapping tape. And they suggested that when you replace this to use a 6-inch Eternabond tape, which is what I've ordered too. I think one continuous piece is better, but here it is. Like I say, I could feel that water has been getting back here. Definitely when I'm looking on the side panels, I'm going to definitely take them down too. They need to be caulked, and I'll be putting new tape in. I can't call this but engineering marvel for them to put together this, and on the back side here to just simply put tape and close it, and this tape is literally falling apart. But that's your design for your back cap. So you would be well served to take the time to pull this off and come up with some new, or periodically just replace this because it's in bad. And I noticed also I've got many crack lines across this back end. So this is your weak point, in my opinion. Oh, alrighty, more to come. I thought I'd show you the water stains you can see along the interior. Okay, now here is the view with the side pieces off now and the bottom panel. And there are differences depending on the year of your Winnebago. For our year, which is 08, and I'd say 08, 9, maybe 10s, this back piece is really one panel. It does have a couple of rivets looks like maybe in the center where you could separate the two, but there's no center panel. It's all of one piece. And in order to get that out, not only do you have to crawl underneath and take out 2 bracket bolts on each side, but you have to actually get into the side light and take this bottom out too. It's preventing it from coming loose, as well as on the inside of your side doors. You got to remove them. Once you do, then this whole piece just picks straight up. It's riding on these clips, and then you can get behind there. But you can see down at the bottom here, it looks sealed pretty good. I will probably put a little bit of Eternabond across there, we'll see. On the sides here, these didn't look too bad. There's not much of a lip over here. And my biggest issue is up at the top. I could see on this one up top, I could see some separation from the outer wall. So I'm going to go behind and I will caulk them and seal them. And you can see this is ready to just roll off. And you can see it looks like separation there. So I'm going to come in and I may screw them in, or I'm going to at least caulk them in, all them panels. So, all right, so that's where we're at this point. More to come. All right, now you can see that whole edge. I've removed all that old tape, but look at there. There's a crack that goes all the way up, and all that you've got holding that is that tape. You're relying on that tape in that panel. So I'm going to seal this a lot better, just as extra protection. All right, we're on day 3, and I've removed those end caps, and I'm up here now cleaning this up, as well as I'm going to put a new seal on the AC, so I'm cleaning all that area now under it as a final part of cleaning this roof up. I've got to come back and do one other good clean. Might do a little light sanding, not sure yet, but and then get ready to carry forward. This is day 3. Okay, so I was able to maneuver the AC around and clean that area under the roof and get it ready also for new gaskets and stuff. So I'll finish up this back cap, getting all the putty and caulk and stuff off from it too. Okay, so as a wrap up here, I've now removed the entire back section, and I thought I'd go through it again. On this side panel, you have to remove the cap covers and take the screw out there, the screw out here, and 2 for the lights. And then that will pop off here. But for me to get it, I also had to go behind that little light down here and take one of the screws out right there to release this bottom panel on each side, and then get the 4 bolts underneath the frame, and then I was able to pick this bottom section straight up. On the top, you got to do the ends first, then the center. And the ends, once you take the screws out of the top, just take your putty knife and go underneath it and release it. And then as you lift it, push it to the left. Over there, lift it, push it to the right. The center panel, once you take out the top screws, and you're just going to make it straight up. There's a center panel. Now, something else I've discovered while doing this, most of my wiring is in pretty bad shape. So I've ordered new connectors. I'm going to redo the connectors on these wires as while I'm here. So I want to touch it once and be done with it. But that's as much as I could get off of most of the tape and the putty, which I think is pretty good. I'm going to go back with a full 6-inch Eternabond, but I'm going to caulk these edges too, and then I'm going to Eternabond it. Some of these screws I may replace. I've ordered a set of 100. These are rusty ones, and go ahead and get rid of them. But and then the air conditioner I did today, so that's going to be all I'm going to do on the roof on day 3. So more to come. Thanks for watching.